Evening all, quick video tonight. First one for a long time. Gonna sort of go back to Newcastle United coverage now. New year, first game of the new year. Newcastle United 2, Crystal Palace 0. Like I said, first video for a while. Why have I got my top button done up? Don't know. So might be a bit rusty here. 2-0, not the best performance in the world. However, plenty of positives to take from that game, not many negatives, if I'm being totally honest. Let's get the negatives out of the way first. It wasn't a smooth performance, wasn't free-flowing, was a bit clunky, was a bit stop-start. I don't think we dominated the midfield in the way that we perhaps should. You know, that trio of midfielders, Joe Linton, Bruno and Tonali, has been exposed somewhat this season as being three terrific individuals, but not gelling as a unit. We saw against Burnley, simple passes and our midfield is left behind. So it was a bit of a midfield battle. Adam Wharton played well for Palace. Will Hughes played well from what I saw. Well, I thought he did. I did watch the whole game. So -1, performance wasn't flowing, wasn't smooth, and that was it, really. Positives: won the game, scored 2 goals. Should have been more. We had 2 goals. We had the ball in the net 4 times. On another day, Visser is onside for the opening goal, or what should have been the opening goal. The Joe Linton goal was definitely offside. And on another day, Joe Willock does not miss the target in the latter stages of the game. But scored 2 goals. Bruno Guimaraes is fantastic goal scoring record this season. Lovely assist from Louis Miley, and then Malik Chow, another corner goal. We're starting to score a bit more from corners now, which is good to see. So positives: won the game, clean sheet. Hopefully that's a second win on the bounce. Hopefully we get a bit of momentum now. We've got Leeds at home next. Then we've got the 2 cup games at home, Bournemouth and Man City. And it's Wolves away, PSV at home, Villa at home. So how many games is that? Let's think. Leeds, Bournemouth, City, Wolves, PSV, Villa. And next 6 games, 5 of them are at home. Brightest positive from tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, Lewis Miley. Wow. Again, this is what, 5th start at right back. He's looked terrific in every game. This was he was excellent defensively against Chelsea, but tonight I thought, or this afternoon, I keep saying tonight, it was the full bag. It was the defensive awareness. It was the spatial awareness. It was the tackling, the clearances, the blocks, the clever headers, just nodding it out of play, nodding it to a teammate when he could. First touch is excellent, 100% pass accuracy. I think they showed a metric at the end because he was awarded man of the match. Head and shoulders the best player on the pitch, in my view. And that's despite Captain Fantastic scoring a goal, despite Joe Linton's best performance for some time. Despite Johan Visser looking a little bit better every game. Sharper. Johan Visser, I have to say, one nice little flick out. He got the ball back to goal. Must have flicked it with like the outside of his right foot. Went looped over to Anthony Gordon. He was on his bike, spun round behind, made a run. Touch of class. But Lewis Miley, be interesting to see what happens now, because it's lovely to see Trippier and Tino Livramento back in the squad tonight, obviously coming off the back of injuries. Will either of them be ready to start in a couple of days' time against Leeds? I don't know. If they are, well, that's the thing. There's no need to rush them back because Lewis Miley looks so accomplished at right back. But if they are ready to start, obviously they are specialist right backs, aren't they? What does Eddie Howe do with Lewis Miley? That's the question. Right back in central midfield, although teams, managers, players have sort of blended those 2 positions recently in the last few years, inverted fullbacks and all this malarkey. They are different positions. Now, Lewis Miley on form, just performance form, does not deserve dropping at all. You know, I've been a massive advocate for Lewis Miley for 3 years now, but he is best player, arguably best player in the team at the moment, on form. On form. Now, he does not deserve dropping. Midfield wise, Is he performing? I think he's a level above what we've seen from Jacob Ramsey anyway. I think he's overall brings more to the table than Joe Willock. The big three. I personally would start Lewis Miley in the next game against Leeds at home and stick Sandro Tonali on the bench. Sandro Tonali had a great first half, I thought, but he faded. He's played a lot of football recently through illness as well. So Sandro Tonali could do the rest. Definitely Bruno could do the rest at some point because he's played every minute, it seems. I think Lewis Miley is the perfect player to replace Sandro Tonali for Leeds. Give Sandro a good hour, 70 minutes on the bench. Avoid bringing him on if we can. But Lewis Miley is a cut above at the moment. He's that assist to stay alive and to play that ball perfectly back into Bruno, fantastic. He's one of the best corner takers at the club. He's a big lad now, tall, strong in the air, strong on the ball, good dribbler. Not the quickest, but he's got such a long stride, he's deceptive. I'm going to do another video on Louis Miley at some point this week as a bit of a feature piece, but this afternoon he was excellent. And like I say, 3 points, clean sheet at home, second win on the bounce. Louis Miley was fantastic. Louis, whatever. Great to see Bruno score another goal. Malachiao with another goal. Hopefully pick up some momentum now. With so many home games coming up, we can pick up momentum. You know, it will be, 4 home games on the bounce before we touch Wolves. Hopefully we're starting to turn a bit of a corner. Again, performance wasn't great. There's a few players who let themselves down today, in my personal opinion, in terms of where they can be, where their level usually is. But going to try and spin the positive. We should be climbing up the table now. The amount of money we spent in the last few years, we should not be languishing 10th, 11th, 12th. I think we're 10th now, 1 behind Sunderland. Sunderland scored a late goal against Spurs today. But we keep building. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've done a Newcastle video. I did have a channel on YouTube which had over 200 videos on it. I cannot remember. I think it was Cornish Toon or something like that. If you can find it, have a look. It's like I said, well over. I want to say over 250, but it's definitely over 200. Going from 2019 to 2022 or 2020 to 2022. But yeah, going to keep this up. I spent enough time talking on voice notes to a couple of friends of mine about Newcastle, so might as well do a video myself. Anyway, thank you for watching. Cheers.